Hey, and welcome back to Arguably Speaking.
My name's Kiera,
My name's Sarah.
and we're your hosts this evening.
Thank
Again, evening for us.
Yep. Thank you so much for tuning in again. As you can see, if you're on YouTube, we have a video this time.
Yay!
Kiera was able to get the camera from the library.
Yes, and big
Amazing.
win, big win. We have it for at least this episode and next episode.
Nice.
Good things.
Amazing.
We love the library.
Woot woot.
Oh,
Anyways, Kiera and I did not fully discuss what we were going to talk about
this
in
podcast.
this episode, so that's okay. We're just gonna kind of roll with it like we have been, and it should be a lot of fun. I recently got back from a trip.
yes, it's almost
Yeah.
Thanksgiving as we are recording this, and as such, that's when we go home to see our families.
Mm-hmm. And I went home the weekend before because it was cheaper, which was nice. And also, our other roommate is staying for Thanksgiving. And so we're gonna do like a cute little Friendsgiving with her, myself, and then her boyfriend and like her old roommate, ex-roommate. Yeah,
Well,
came to visit. I'm not
friends.
sure.
They're
Yeah,
friends.
all friends. We're all friends here. But yeah, so we're gonna have like a cute little Friendsgiving. And so I'm
I
getting
won't be here.
too. Yep, no.
Okay, though.
All the friends except for Kiera.
Yeah, my mom really begged me to come home this year because I wasn't going to. We were gonna have a Friendsgiving, but this year my mom was like, please, like, this will be the first time that you're not home for Thanksgiving. Also, her birthday falls right around Thanksgiving every year, so it's like a double, like, yeah, Thanksgiving happens, and then her birthday's like usually the day before or the day after, or like very close.
It's my dad and my brother's birthday today. I need to call them. I'll call them after we're done with this episode. If you're listening, which you might be, happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Yay!
Van Hair Boys!
Yay! My dad is actually turning 60.
Ooh,
I know. So he and my mom are trying to figure out what they want to do. And it's so funny because my dad's such a giver, that he kept on coming up with ideas that would be really fun for my mom. And we're
Aw.
like, no, no, no.
What do you want to do?
Exactly,
Uh-huh,
right?
yeah.
And so it's just kind of like they're figuring out that they want to go somewhere because my dad in the empty nesting his want and desire is to be able to travel a little bit more.
Little
So.
excursions.
Yeah, he's like, let's go
Nice.
somewhere warm. And I was like, okay, I love that, Dad. Go off. But yeah,
So you just got home
I did.
from Colorado.
Yes, yes, yes. It was a lovely trip. Airplanes went easy, and we had our entire Thanksgiving feast on Saturday. So we even got like a taped version of the parade. I don't know if I had talked about that on the podcast.
You mentioned it.
Yeah, we got a taped version of the parade and we ate coffee cake. It was really nice. And I did the potatoes because I usually do all the potatoes. So I did the sweet potatoes and the white mashers. And my mom, baked the turkey in the oven and
So
everything.
good. I'm so excited.
Yeah, yeah. So it was really yummy. And we had some new stuff. My Gemmy brought these like flavored butters. Have you seen these?
Flavored butters?
Yeah,
Like garlic?
we got yeah.
like
So
garlic
one was like garlic and chive,
Yeah.
and one was gorgonzola.
Ooh.
And we had this big discussion at the dinner table about like, is gorgonzola cheese blue cheese, or is it a kind of cheese that looks like blue cheese?
But
Like, are they the
different.
same? Are they different?
yeah, is it a category of cheese in its own right, or is it
Right.
a subcategory?
Exactly. And it was one of those things where it's like, it's not worth talking about because I'm the only person in my family that likes blue cheese or gorgonzola. So, like, all you know is that you won't like it. It's like,
This is only for Sarah.
yeah, I was like, hand it over. I'll just put it on my plate. No. Oh my gosh. Okay, that is one thing for my trip home. So my dog is very old. She's getting up there. I got her when I was 8 and I'm 22 now, so she's doing the math. 14?
There you go.
Yeah. Which is pretty old. She's a
Bigger
medium-sized
dog,
dog.
too,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's definitely not like huge.
But she's not like a purse dog by
Right.
any means.
Exactly. She's definitely like getting on to the point where it's like if she did die, we would say it was from old age.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
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 but she's a little bit blind and she's a little bit deaf. But she has enough of both to like still be okay, and her nose is great, right?
Mm.
And she's always been a little skittish, and so when I got home, she couldn't see me super well. And so she thought I was a stranger, and she didn't want to come say hi for a long
That's so
time.
heartbreaking.
I know, and it was like, Hannah, you love me. And my mom was like, just wait until she can smell you.
Yeah, and then she'll
And
know.
I was like trying to like waft. Exactly. No, but eventually, like, I loved up on our other two dogs, and they went and were like, "It's Sarah," you
Oh,
know.
God.
And she
Yeah.
was like, "Okay." And then she came over and she was all happy to see me and stuff, and I just started crying. Like so many tears came out of my face, but it was really nice. And then the rest of the evening we cuddled up on the ground. So dogs are sweet and life is short and all of
Yeah.
those wonderful things. But yeah, it was a great trip. I don't have anything super funny to share from it, but yeah, just love your family, love your animals.
See them when you can, if you
Yep.
can.
Yep.
Yeah, speaking of dogs though, I also have a very old dog. I'm not sure if
Wow.
it's been mentioned on this podcast, but his name is Buzzy. We got him when I was 5,
Wow.
so he is 18 years old.
Wow.
He's a little chihuahua, and he only has teeth on the right side of his mouth. So
That's
his
so
tongue
funny.
hangs out the other side, and he's like a long-haired chihuahua. So his hair is always like really scruffy and like so silly looking. And he also doesn't walk straight. He walks like sideways, kind of like a ferret. They like scamper. Yeah, and he
That's so
only
funny.
weighs like 6 pounds too. Just like so silly. He's also blind and deaf. Not completely, but like mostly.
Yeah.
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 But every time
That's
I
cute.
go, I'm like, it might be the last time I see you.
Yeah.
But then he's always
And
there.
then he's there.
He's always been back.
I love it. I
Um,
love it. I love it.
but yeah, speaking of updates and things that happened while you were gone, yeah, I did have this one experience. I think you were here for like the day it happened, but I didn't tell you because I was like, I'm saving this one for the
Wow.
podcast.
Look at how
I'm
good
being
you are.
so good.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, so I think you left. What day did you leave?
Friday evening.
Oh my gosh, it happened multiple days
Wow.
before you left.
Wow.
It happened on the Tuesday of that week.
Wow.
So I
Tell me about
work
it.
in the mornings usually at my big girl job, and then I go to class in the afternoons on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but there's a very small gap of time in between the two.
Mhm.
I have to be downtown in like downtown Seattle, and then I have to rush back to UW within like from 12:30 to 1. Like that's the gap of
Dang.
time that I have to do. My job ends at 12:30. I start school at 1. And so I always like book it on the light rail, book it down the street. It's like a 7-minute walk, give or take a couple seconds, down the Ave to where I go to school. And I do my fast walk. And I usually am pretty much like head down, like I gotta get to where I'm going. Every once in a while, I'll call like my mom and be like, "Hey, I haven't talked to you, but like I'm walking in transit, and I have free time for the next 6 minutes, so I can talk."
You can have a 6-minute phone call.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's so funny.
But that's besides the point. I'm just, giving the exposition.
No, please.
I wasn't on the phone this time, and I was just very focused on walking forward. And it was a beautiful day. So I was like, oh, this is great. And I'm walking down the street. And then as I'm walking, there's this one building that's, I don't know, it's like a bank or something, and has kind of like a retaining wall in front of it,
Okay.
like right next to the sidewalk. So it just like builds up. It's not like, more pavement.
Yeah.
And I walk by, not 2 seconds later, a car slams into the wall.
Oh my god.
And like I had no idea I was like, oh my, I
Like
said,
crashes?
yeah, like it didn't, the airbags went off.
Wow.
And I think I was like in shock because I just said like this snarky remark. I was just like, glad I wasn't standing there. Like,
I'm glad I didn't get hit by a car today.
it was so silly. I was like, oh my gosh, but I have to be in class in 3 minutes.
Like I can't give any kind of statement.
And so thankfully it
Oh
was a
my
pretty busy
gosh.
road. Like there were other people there, but I didn't like call the cops. Like I didn't check
Wow.
if they were okay. And I was
You
like,
just walked
oh
away.
my God, I'm such a bad person.
Oh,
Like
no, it's
I
okay.
didn't have that recollection until like I was sitting down in class because I was just like, oh.
Wow, maybe I should have done something. That's wild though.
It was, yeah,
Wow,
that was kind of a
that's
big
so
thing. And I
scary.
was just like, alrighty, well,
Wow.
I didn't die today.
I'm so glad you're
And I had a
alive.
big presentation. That was also my mind too. I had a
Dang.
huge
You're
presentation
like,
for
I
my
can't
thesis.
miss this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And so it was like with all these reviewers and stuff. And so I had to be on time. And so I was just like, gotta leave.
Good goodness, 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 goodness. That's
Yeah,
wow.
like
I'm
I almost
sorry. That's so scary and also just wild because I don't think I've ever seen a car like
and
hit
I
something.
don't understand how like it wasn't necessarily that close to like a turn in.
Yeah.
There wasn't any like big obstacle that it had to swerve around that it need to do that. It just simply like right into the
No.
wall and
No.
over the sidewalk and I was just like,
That's wild.
"Alright."
Wow.
So that
Was it a
happened.
nice car? Was it like
I don't, I'm bad with cars.
that's
I have
fair.
no idea.
What
It
color was it?
was navy blue.
That's a good. So Kira is really bad at cars, and it's not that she's bad at cars; she's just not very good.
Well, I have no car like brand recognition. I can only like size and color. That's all I can do.
So I drive a Ford Taurus, a red Ford Taurus, an old red Ford Taurus, and Kira could see like a four-door like
Car.
like I'm trying to think of like a fancy car, like a
I don't know.
like a Lincoln. I don't know. What?
Buick?
Sure, yeah. As long as it
Lexus?
had four doors, it was like a little short. Kira would be like, "That's Sarah's car," and like try and get in it if we were walking that direction.
And it's like happened so many times to not just be like funny, but to actually be like a character trait. Like I
Yeah.
truly just cannot distinguish cars at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
If we ever wanted to like play a prank on you, like, do you know what I mean? Not
I can
play a
recognize
prank.
my car.
That's good. That's so funny. You also drive a very characteristic looking car.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Little mini,
Mini coupe.
but the four door
Yeah.
because the minis are really, really small.
Mm,
They really are
some might
mini.
call them tiny. No. Mini.
You're
Okay.
not funny.
I know. I know.
It's okay. We tried.
Okay. Oh,
But
good
yeah,
times, good
so
times.
that happened. And then also while you were we had this thing. So in our house, we have a very interesting laid out house. There are 6 people that live in the upstairs unit, which comprises the main level and the second level. Yes, you get the visuals, you get the whole visuals. And then there's also 3 people that are in the basement level. So we got 1, 2, and 3 levels here.
I was telling my mom that like you talk with your hands in every single episode, and it's so funny.
I didn't realize I did that.
I love it. You do.
But
It's
anyways,
great.
so the 6 of us that are on the top level are all on the same lease.
Yeah.
And we have realized that there are a lot of weird quirks. We have a lot of doors, a lot of windows, and like also a weird amount of space.
Yeah.
Like a good amount of space. We love how giant and ridiculously big our living room is.
Yeah.
It's almost suspicious as in like, why is it this large?
Right.
I think the reason is because it was just like added on to the house. I think your room, the living room, the upstairs half kitchen,
Yeah.
which isn't really a kitchen, it just has a sink and a refrigerator, and then our bathroom was all added on.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Bella's was original, my room was original, and Bella's room, like her bathroom and her room,
Oh, got it. Yeah. Yeah.
were part of the original grid. Because when the power went off, I plugged my laptop in to the wall, and then immediately all the power goes out. It happens regularly when we'll plug something in and the lights will like flicker.
Was
And
it
it's-
downstairs too?
No, it was upstairs. It was only
Oh.
upstairs in that area. Your room, our bathroom, and that living room kitchen area. Yeah. And so it's happened before. We kind of just like brush it off and like laugh a little bit. This time I plugged my laptop in and the lights went out at 9:30 p.m.
No.
I just distinctly remember the time. because Joanna and I were watching Bachelor in
Oh
Paradise,
no.
and so it cut off the whole thing.
Wait, was it a new episode?
It was a new episode.
Dang.
We'll catch up, don't worry.
Okay,
I'll catch
thanks.
up with you.
I'm invested
Um,
now. I was never a live TV girly. What am I trying to say? Like a competition show?
like a reality TV.
That's the word. Thank you. I was never a
Yeah.
reality TV girly, but I am invested in these couples and in these not couples who are trying to be
Yep, we're really getting into
couples.
it.
That's true. Anyways,
But the power goes out immediately, and I'm like, oh, it'll probably pop up in a second. It's happened before, especially on like really windy nights too,
yeah.
because not only is the power grid around us like, but the power grid in this house, as mentioned, there's a lot of people here, plus the added on units, really sketchy in this house.
Yeah.
Um, and it never popped on.
Did you flip the breakers?
The breakers didn't flip. That's the issue.
Oh.
So we tried to flip them back and forth to see if we could
Yeah.
turn it back on. The breakers didn't flip, which means there's definitely something
Mm.
else afoot.
Yeah. That's not
Something
great.
worse. uh,
It's not
but we weren't
great.
gonna give up on Bachelor in Paradise.
You
So we
can't.
lit one of our 60 candles that we have just in
Nice.
the common spaces.
We're candle hoarders
Yeah,
now.
more on that in a second. And we played Bachelor in Paradise on my computer
Aw, cute.
and just sat very cold around it because it gets
Did
really
it have
cold.
enough juice?
Yeah, it did,
Nice.
surprisingly.
That's a
I
win.
was so lucky. And I don't even know why I tried to plug, I think I was trying to do homework while we were watching.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I tried to
That's
plug it
funny.
in.
Multitasking.
But
It'll get you.
the reason we have 60 candles is because I am a Facebook Marketplace and buy nothing queen
So
who
good. It's
gets
ridiculously
stuff.
impressive how good Kiera is at Facebook
And
Marketplace.
now we have, I think it was from a wedding or like an event or something
Yeah.
where they just had like tons and tons of candles. Because I don't think most people have that many candles casually
Mm,
sitting around.
but we do.
But I don't want to judge.
Tell us how many candles you have in the comments.
Is it more than five? More
More
than
than
60?
30? 60? Oh my
We
god.
definitely have more than 60 candles in this household now.
Wow.
Yeah. We have more in the closet. We just couldn't put them all out. There simply wasn't enough space.
I was wondering what that box was. Why was I in the closet? I was looking for a plunger. It wasn't my fault, you guys. I ate a lot of really good food this weekend, and that's all I have to say. I will say though that I got some Mexican food in Colorado, and like I
Oh,
know
it's
it's
so much
not
better.
like authentic, but it's so much better than everything here.
No, Seattle has good food, but bad Mexican food.
Yeah,
Like we have
yeah.
really good Asian food everywhere, but
Mm. Yeah, no, but it
not.
was really yummy. It was really. I got like a chimichanga with like pork green chili on it.
Mm,
It was so
yeah.
good. I love green chili. Like I didn't realize how much I liked green chili until I left the state where we put everything with green
Yeah,
chili.
and you're like, hey,
Like
what's
wait a
happening?
second. What do you mean you only have like salsa? What? Cheese
At best.
sauce? Like ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Anyways.
But those are all the updates in my life since we podcasted and talked in depth last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went axe throwing, which
Yes,
I already told you about kind of.
but it's
But
yeah.
it was still fun and it was an event. It was nice because the place that we went to had coaches.
Mm,
And so you like got helped and within the first like 6 or 7 throws that you threw, you got an axe to stick. And so you like got to feel really successful right at the get-go. And then they had little games. It was kind of like Top Golf has games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm horrible at Top Golf.
I've never been, but I hear it's fun.
Yeah, I think it is fun. I think that the amount of time you get to play golf is just so limited.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I don't know.
So
Yeah,
like bowling, where
it's
if
kind
your
of like
group's too
bowling.
big, you
Yeah,
like don't get to do much?
exactly. It's
Mm,
exactly that.
understandable. Understandable.
Yeah.
I feel like bowling is like different than this, but with golf, the event isn't the playing of the golf. The event is the talking
Yeah.
with the people, and you're like, and also there's golf, you know?
Yeah. Such good food, if I remember. They had these like donuts that you get little syringes with like chocolate syrup or like raspberry syrup or whatever, all these fillings, and then you put the plunger and then you squish. Yeah, and then it
That's
fills the
so
donut.
fun.
Yeah. They
Wow.
do have good food. I'll give them that.
Wow.
And well, I don't
We
know
can
how it
make
is.
donuts.
We could make donuts.
I've made donuts before.
I've also made donuts
We
before.
should make some donuts sometime. Not that we have a shortage of donuts. I bring donuts home almost every week from work.
And just baked goods in general
Yeah.
are really starting to pile up in our household.
Yeah.
Not from me, for once.
Yeah.
It's from all of the
We're
roomies.
really just repaying you for your years of service.
Happy to be here.
That was so funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, no, while I was home, we watched this really weird Charlie Brown that I'd never seen before. I know, it
What was
wasn't the
it?
Thanksgiving one.
Yeah, was it like the
It
Mayflower one?
was no, I don't even know what that one is.
Oh.
To be fair, I guess I haven't seen that many Charlie Browns.
Yeah, well, they have the classic Thanksgiving one where they have like
Yeah,
jelly beans and popcorn.
right. I've seen the Thanksgiving one and I've seen the one where he runs for school president. This one, Charlie Brown was, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, tired. Kiera got me from the airport late last night, and like we all know that I'm an early to bed girly, so
I was like, remember when Kira was up to get her from the airport?
yeah. What was I gonna say? No, he's in a spelling bee.
I've seen this one.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. There was like a very weird part where Linus was like having withdrawals from his blanket. 'Cause he
Mm.
missed his blanket so much, but he was like shivering and like couldn't really sleep, but also couldn't be awake. And I was like, wow,
Yeah,
this
they
is
showed us the kid.
wild.
Yeah. Well, for
It's
actual
funny.
Thanksgiving, you should put on the Mayflower one. I mean, it is kind of, yeah, it's
Okay.
funny. It's cute.
We could probably find another YouTube compilation.
Yeah, you
Yeah. I
can.
want to be able to find a way to watch the parade because I freaking love it.
Yeah, well, we don't have live TV, but I'm sure someone's got like YouTube TV, or maybe it'll broadcast on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Right?
Yeah, feels like a thing
Yeah.
that would happen.
Yeah. NBC. I don't know. I could also try and do it on my computer or something. Yeah, it's not super comfortable for your back, is it?
It isn't.
Yeah.
We're kind of in a new filming spot, a little bit. Actually easier setup, I think.
Yeah, I
In
think
terms
so.
of like
Because we
moving
didn't
stuff
move
around.
anything. Well, we moved the table
But
that the camera's on, but
yeah,
that's it.
we're like right on a wall. So either like good posture would probably help, but like bad posture is comfier.
Oh, but my butt is like sinking down a little bit. So
Hmm.
ugh. I was going to say another thing. Shoot. I also did so okay. Things to know about me. I love Christmas so much.
Yes, she does.
And I love the parts of Christmas that a lot of people are like, ah, bad. But I'm like, it makes people happy, right? So like I love the overdone decorations and I love the like little trinkets. And I particularly love festive clothing.
Yes.
So I went to Colorado with a tote bag and 3 items of clothing and like underwear and socks, right? But like this much.
Very, very little
Yes.
things.
And I was flying Frontier, so that was good. And then I came back and I had a carry-on duffel bag and
Her
an
coat.
entire checked bag of sweaters. And there's also some fabric in there though. So I went shopping in my mom's basement, which honestly, so fun.
Yeah.
I recommend. Like, if you ever just want to, like, peruse a place that has so many things. It was wild because we were going through there, and I was like, wow, can I have this? She was like, I guess, because I didn't even remember that I had it, which means that I wasn't using it, but it does look brand new, but I guess. I got
Oh,
so many nice things. It
wow.
was
But
great.
it's hard to be like, oh, thank you. I'm gonna take this now.
Yeah, I
Seems
was
like you
like,
don't want to part with it,
you
but I
could put
want it.
some of these things in my Christmas stocking, you know? And I was like, you
Nice.
don't even have to buy stuff for me. There's this really cute little, like, what am I trying to say? Scissors that, like, fold and like go
Mm.
into each
Are
other.
they like the fun ones?
They look like I don't know how to describe this. It's like the okay, you know those multi-tool like
Oh yeah, the like
pliers that
Swiss.
like
Oh,
go all the way around?
yes.
Like that. Where you
Okay.
like can fold it so that the blades don't
Yes,
stick
I know
out.
exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can
Yeah.
visualize it so
Yep,
clearly.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
So I was like, put this in my stocking because I think it's really fun, but I also don't need it right now. She was
Hmm.
like, perfect. And I was like, honestly, don't buy me anything. Just find other things in this basement and tell me it's new and I won't know.
Yeah. And then
Like,
you'll feel like she'll feel like it's still her thing that she's
mm-hmm.
gifting, not just
Mm-hmm.
like giving away.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
it'll be perfect. But anyways, what was it? Oh, Christmas sweaters. I love Christmas sweaters and I love Christmas earrings. And I try and limit myself to only buying two sweaters each year because I'm at the point where I have
So
around
many.
like 16.
Yeah, which is getting close to 25. Like even if you were had the full breadth of time, you wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to.
Right, right. And like I did do 25 days of Christmas sweaters that one year, but
Hmm.
I used a lot of my mom's to get the full
Yes.
25. And I would wear like red plaid and a green vest, and
And
I
that
would
would
call it.
count.
It would
Yeah.
like work for the
Yeah.
25 days. That was during COVID when no one was going to see my stuff. But I did buy a Christmas sweater when I was home, which means that I can only get one more this year, and I got four pairs of earrings, but they were all just $1, and I'm really
Yeah.
excited about them. Sorry,
It's okay.
I should have bounced everything, but yeah, I got these really cute little like chainmail Christmas trees, and I'm wearing some poinsettias that I just got right
They're
now.
very cute.
Thank you.
Very cute.
That's all. I did not put on
Yes.
a sweater for this video because even though I have had Thanksgiving, because I had it with my parents on Saturday, I recognize that the rest of the world hasn't, and I don't want to like,
Impose.
right,
Yes.
make everybody freak out.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're at that time of year though that like anytime after October 31st is a really dicey situation with like
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving or Christmas. There's a huge rivalry. I personally do like to have my Thanksgiving before we start the other Christmas holiday festivities.
Understandable.
Um and cuz my family also sometimes does Hanukkah. Cuz my mom is Jewish. My dad is Christian. And so yeah. Um but before we start the other festivities, it's nice to like have a different month of something
Mm.
because I think sometimes distance or you know how the saying distance makes the heart grow fonder? Like if you have
Yeah.
something in small amounts or it's like more restricted, it
Mm-hmm.
feels more special.
Special. Yeah.
And I
That
feel
makes
like
sense.
sometimes when the holiday season is drug out a little bit longer, it feels anticlimactic like the day of
Okay.
and or like the days leading up to, which
Yeah.
makes me sad. And
It's fair.
I don't want that.
No, I understand that. I understand that. I think that makes a lot of sense. I my mom had a little hissy fit. Not even a little hissy fit. It was just like, just stop it. Because my dad wanted to make Christmas cookies for
Oh, but no.
Thanksgiving, and we did. Is that the thing? Is the thing. We made them, but my mom was like, "We're only gonna do one batch," and I was like, "Oh, what different like presses should we do? Because we make the like butter cookies
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you like
Crank out.
crank out and then they
Mm.
press out these like
Little
different
shapes.
designs. Yeah, exactly. And so I was like, well, we can do trees and we can do little like snowflakes, because they're not like Christmas,
Mm.
Well, they're not like
I would do like random abstract shapes.
okay,
I feel like that
yeah,
would be
that's
better.
fair. I don't know. But one of my mom's favorite kinds are like the ribbon ones that like
Mm.
fold over and like get crispy when they're not folded. Delicious. Just I'll let you know. But my dad was like, "Oh, but we have to do some of the ribbons. Those are mom's favorite." And then my mom was like, "No, we have to save something. Like blah blah blah. We can't. It's already creeping too much." And I was like, "Mom, you're the one that she put up a Christmas tree
Oh.
so that I could see it because we usually have three trees up in my house. It makes sense if you know the
Yeah,
family."
her whole family really likes Christmas.
we have we have the living room tree, then we have the dining room tree, and then we have the basement tree, which is also known as the book tree, because all of the ornaments that are on the book tree are little tiny books,
Hmm.
as one would make sense. But anyways, the dining room tree was up, but she had covered it in like a orange leaf garland.
So it
So
felt fall.
it felt very fall, and she had other like pumpkins and stuff around it, so it still felt pretty Thanksgiving-y. But it was just so funny that like the ribbon cookies were the straw that broke my mom's back.
That's really funny. Oh, well,
Yeah.
speaking of cookies and like events related to cookies,
Yeah.
there's something.
Cookie
So
related
one of the
events.
traditions that happens, because I don't know, I feel like traditions are fun to bring up this time
Yeah.
of year. That my mom and her friends used to do, which is a cookie exchange and like a white elephant gift exchange, kind of went hand in hand. And essentially what you do is you have this set group of people, you can buy it more or less, but you need to know kind of how many people are going to be there. And then you make a dozen cookies for every single person. And so does everybody else. And so you give a dozen cookies, you get a dozen cookies. Yes,
Wow.
she would come home with like,
That's so many cookies.
10 dozen cookies. But it can be like fudge, it can be any baked good as well.
Nice.
Um, and it was just the best time of the year. I just remember getting so excited when I got to go to my first cookie exchange
Aw.
because for a while I was too young.
Yeah.
It's for the moms. They want to have a little glass of wine. They want to talk about all the little gossip that's happening, which
Cute.
me too, but it's okay. I was
Too young for the
too
gossip.
exactly. I was too young. But when I got to go for the first time and got to participate in the White Elephant gift exchange, it was like a coming of age moment.
Aw. Cute.
And I want to host my first cookie exchange this year.
What? She's an adult.
So we'll see. We'll see if I have enough friends and people to do it. I think if
Yeah.
we do, um, but I want people committed. Also, I don't really want that many cookies. Maybe if everyone gave like 3 cookies a piece.
That's more manageable.
Especially because I'm assuming that like me, Bella, and Sarah, who all live in this household, will be attending. And
Yeah.
like that many cookies times 3 would
In
be a
our house would
lot
be a lot.
in our
Yeah.
house.
No, that's so fair.
Yeah. So,
Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna make my cookies because they really, you can form them into shapes with your fingers, but they look dumb.
yeah, could you just like flatten it out
Oh, I
and
could
then
try and
like
do that.
cookie
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
cookie
They're
shapes?
pretty soft. If I chilled the dough,
Chill the dough,
roll it out. Wiki wiki. Yeah. I think that, yeah,
it could
thanks.
happen. It could
Thanks.
happen.
I
Yeah.
believe in me.
More updates on that later.
Fun. Fun, fun.
Yeah, but what
Trying to
other holiday traditions? Do you have anything that happens right after Thanksgiving, during Thanksgiving?
You know, I don't, but my sister-in-law's family, um, they would always, always, always use Black Friday to go cut down a tree. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, they'd go to cut down a Christmas tree. Um, and me and my family had live trees for the longest time. I think the first time we didn't have one was 2 years ago,
Hmm.
just because knee surgeries and back surgeries, it just
Life gets in the
happens.
way.
Yeah. Did I cry? Was I sad? But I'm okay because I'm an adult. And if I want to have a Christmas tree that's alive here, I could make it happen. But I'm not going to make it happen, and I understand why we don't do it at my home either.
Okay, sounds like
Yes.
you seem really sad about it
No,
still.
it's okay. So, anyways, we would always go get a Christmas tree. I don't know, like there were 2 weekends that would do this. And we did this for maybe like 6 or 7 years, so definitely not my whole childhood, and like definitely the later end of it. But it's not a national park. It's what am I trying to say? Like a forestry something. I don't know, whatever. It's protected where you can't build on it, but there's definitely still a lot of things happening on it. If that makes sense, right? And it's like affiliated with the National Park Service, but like they don't have rangers, and it's not like you have to pay to get into it, etc., etc. We would always just call it the Boy Scouts land. I don't know why.
Okay.
But anyways, we would load up in our big red truck, which I was told the other day is not an F-150, it's an F-350, and
Mm,
I lied to the listeners, or at least I think I did. I can't really remember what happens in these episodes. Anyways, I'm sorry, it's an F-350, but we load up into our huge big truck and we would drive 3.5 hours. I
wow,
know,
far.
to go to this land. Well, because it was only open for 2 weekends of the year, and it was one of the only places that you could like go into like mountain
Mm.
near us. and get a Christmas tree. And so we'd always go, and they have rules as to how big of a trunk
Yeah.
diameter you're allowed to cut down. And so we would always do the thing where it's like, okay, you're limited by like 6 inches, let's say. And so we'd always try and find like the tallest 6 inch tree, and then we take it, and then we'd only use the top third to be inside our house because our house is really short.
What?
And so we'd take the other wood and we'd bring it back for like firewood and stuff.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Call me a tree hugger now. I just like that's so sad. You know how long it takes trees to grow?
Well, but okay, well, maybe. Yeah.
No, I get it. It's a tradition and it's very like it is very wholesome. My family was always an artificial tree family
Mm,
because my mom was like, I know I'm gonna be the one picking up the mess and nobody else is, and I don't want
that's
to do
fair.
it, even though she loved what live trees and the smell of them.
They do smell
But
good.
I did go one time with my friend and we went out in the middle of nowhere and it was snowing too. I just remember
Pretty.
so vividly, like traipsing around the woods and then they found their tree and then cut it down and they had 20-foot ceilings. So they got a huge tree.
Dang.
But that's besides the point. I
That's
just wanted to
fun.
share my experience cutting down trees as well
No, I
because I
love
have
it.
done it. Have. But it like I feel like it hurts my heart now a little bit because I'm
Oh,
like
not the plants.
trees take so long to grow.
That's
Like you
fair.
don't know how much effort that tree put into growing.
Yeah.
But also it's kind of like a 1 year or one time a year thing,
Yeah.
so it's
Well, and they would
special.
rotate the different areas that you were allowed to
Yeah.
cut. And they like later on put on like no one was allowed to cut down a blue spruce
Mm-hmm.
because
Like
like
more
too many
regulation.
people were, yeah, cutting them
Yeah.
down.
But no, I still think
Yeah.
it's very wholesome and very like a
Yeah.
very
It
seasonal
feels it
activity.
feels fun, you know, and then you're like dragging it back to your truck and stuff, and like I don't know. It was just a whole big thing. I don't know, it's like hiking around and things. But then we'd always stop at Vern's place outside of LaPorte.
Wow, I do not know where that
That's
is.
okay. It's a delicious, like, if you imagine country mountain diner in your mind, that's exactly what it is. And we'd
Cool.
only ever go to this place during Christmas, and they have a bunch of like taxidermied animal heads and stuff on the
Oh my
walls.
gosh.
And every single animal hat would have a Santa hat or like a little bow. I was like, this is so cute. Even the little fish. Like a little Santa hat. It was so fun. But they have really good cinnamon rolls, which I've
Oh my
realized
gosh.
Colorado's the only place that's like really territorial about having the best cinnamon rolls.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
wait. Is this place right near Estes Park?
Mm,
No.
no.
Okay,
No.
there's another
It's further
place
south.
that's by Estes Park. Instead of turning like veering left
North?
to go
It's
to
not
Estes Park
west.
on
Sorry.
34,
Okay.
you veer right.
Oh yes, Glenhaven.
Glenhaven,
Yes,
they
they
have
also have good cinnamon
really good
rolls.
cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
No, but like having really good cinnamon rolls is like an important, like you need to have a good cinnamon roll place in your town in
Yeah.
Colorado. But that's not a thing other places.
I mean, yeah,
Like,
I think we're just like super into cafes and stuff. But
yeah.
like specifically cinnamon rolls, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's
Well,
not really a
'cause
thing up
like
here.
in Fort Collins, the Silver Grill and like bar and cafe
Mm,
has really good cinnamon rolls.
well,
Yeah.
I would love a cinnamon roll.
Yeah,
I
me
need to get
too.
one of those. Oh my gosh, it's Small Business Saturday. This coming
Yeah.
Saturday. You may or may not hear about it, but support your local businesses and
Yes.
your local bakeries because my local bakery is having a sale.
Nice.
And I'm very excited. I'm gonna be home for it.
Aw, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Yay. No, that's another thing. I was talking with my family and stuff, and we're all trying, not all of us. What am I trying to say? We're not trying to give less gifts, but we're trying to give slightly more sustainably. In
Nice.
that we're not just going out and buying a bunch of stuff. We're either giving things that we already have that we think that the other person would appreciate more, and or making things. So like I'm gonna be making most of my Christmas presents. I'm gonna be sewing things. But it's like, you know, my mom's gonna try and make some stuff because she has the whole pottery business.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's
yeah, right? And so it's like kind of fun in that we're like moving away a little bit from the like oh, I gotta go and get some sort of knickknack,
Something.
from
Yeah.
Walmart or Target or whatever, just to like fill out a bag,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm feeling pretty cool about that. I think it's gonna be nice.
Think handmade gifts are often like the best gifts because
Mm-hmm.
someone like took time to make this for you instead of like getting something off the shelf. Don't get me wrong, I love me like a purchased gift, especially
Yeah.
if it's like one that you took time to think about, not just like,
Mm-hmm.
here's some soap or
Yeah.
lotion that smells good.
Yeah.
Also, nice gifts for different levels of friends. But
Yeah.
if like you're close and stuff, I feel like it's very sentimental
Yeah.
to give it. Anyways, I'm giving a lot of like
You should do this, but
Church.
and
I'm just not trying to shame anyone for
no,
gift giving because
that's
gift
so
giving
fair.
is really nice, but also
Yeah.
I think some of the best gifts that I've ever had are the handmade
Yeah,
ones.
I agree.
Yeah.
And like gifts that you can use. Yeah. Yeah, that's always
Yeah.
good. I asked for a rotary cutter from
Oh,
Santa.
like the
'Cause
wheel one? I
yeah.
like those.
So the thing is that I'm seeing that they're really useful for quilting. And I'm wanting to get into quilting a little bit.
Cool.
Just a little bit. But yeah, no, they're really useful for making squares. Little
Squares.
squares, little quilt squares. I also bought two quilting books while I was there. The honestly, the arcs in Colorado, like the thrift stores in Colorado pop off. They're so
Much
much
better.
better because it's like
Well,
it's the
they're
perfect
just
sweet
picked up
spot
better.
of people that have like more money than say Nebraskans, So they're not using their stuff to death, but then it's also not in such an expensive place that like everyone's trying to save money by going and just like,
Getting
clearing it out.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So,
Yeah.
just saying.
Well, now that I'm okay, I'm kind of backpedaling a little bit because
Okay.
switching gears back to like holiday related things.
Yeah.
But I was trying to remember all of the silly little things we used to do in elementary school when it would be like around the holidays.
Hmm.
And during Thanksgiving, we would have a turkey decorating contest.
Fun.
And you would get a picture of a turkey, like a coloring picture, like
Yeah.
not like an actual like image, and you would have to color in your turkey and like dress it in specific ways, like and like puns and things. Some
Yeah.
turkeys would be like businessmen, and like
That's cute.
some would be like pilots or whatever. And then we would go around. They'd be hung up in like a gallery sort of way without the names, and we would all vote on who had the best turkey. And
Goodness.
you got something for winning. I can't quite remember what it was.
So
And that would be
fun.
our like holiday
Cute.
tradition for Thanksgiving
Do
in
you remember
elementary
any of
school.
yours?
No, not really. Well, you only got to do it when you were in like the last years. So I think only fourth and
Oh,
fifth graders got to do it. Because our
dang.
elementary school ended at fifth grade and then it was middle school. But in fifth grade, you also got to decorate like little gingerbread houses for like
Cute.
Christmas time, and you would get your little graham crackers, and we'd have huge vats of like royal icing,
Yeah.
and then you paste them
Nice.
together as best you can. And I don't think we voted on those. Most people just ate those.
Nice. That's so fun. I
Um,
was thinking about like suggesting doing a gingerbread house building
that
situation.
could be fun.
Yeah. Well, and like I have a good recipe for gingerbread, and me and my mom have like
Nice.
baked and assembled our own gingerbread houses before.
Yeah.
We've entered contests, not gonna lie.
Not to brag or anything.
We did get I don't know if we like won or if we placed, like second or
Who
third
can say?
in the amateur team division. So, just saying. Our
Yeah.
icicles are really good. It's all about the
Ooh.
consistency. You want it to like sag but not drip.
Sag but not drip.
Mm-hmm.
That's, a
That's
good rule to live by.
really yeah, I agree.
I'm sure it's better.
Trying to think of anything that could drip that would sag. Do you know what I mean? Like your boobs could get saggy, but your boobs would never drip. Well,
Pretty much.
yeah, I guess that's fair. That's so funny.
Women be lactating.
They do be. That's so funny. That's so funny. Wow. Every now and then I'm struck by how little I know how the human body works.
Once in a while, I'm struck by how funny I am.
Same.
But
Uh,
anyways, and then after we did the gingerbread like making contest, which was just graham crackers, not gingerbread, because our school had no money for gingerbread,
yeah.
graham crackers. We would all have an assembly where we'd sit in the gym, which was also the cafeteria, you know.
The gym and cafetorium.
Yeah. And we would have the projector on really big, and we would just play Christmas songs and we would sing them.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we would sit like kindergarten sat in front, then first grade, then second grade, all in the row, and then fifth graders in the back. And then they would just put up the lyrics to a song
Huh,
and we'd play them.
that's so
And
cute.
all the little kids would
It's just
sing.
like a group karaoke.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
so cute.
But it was so exciting. And I
Wow.
feel like we got little goodie bags or something. Like
Oh.
all from the teacher. The teacher just made it great. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
from the school. Because
That's
again,
so sweet
school
though.
districts have no money,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But it
Well,
was
and
very
isn't
wonderful.
Colorado like the 42nd like least money to schools state or something?
I don't know, but
It's like a really
check
it's like
out.
a hurtful percentile to be in, you know? Yeah.
But yeah, since you went to a school that had slightly more money, did you guys do anything? Or was it like we're
Trying to
being
remember. I really don't remember a whole lot happening for holidays just because like we're a charter school and like parents can get particular about things, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. You
Like,
gotta be a
you
little
know,
PC.
yeah, exactly. And I can't remember if we did anything for Christmas or for Thanksgiving. I feel like I also remember decorating turkeys after you said that, but I don't remember it being like a big deal. You know? Like I think it was just like fill out this coloring sheet. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna color. Yay. The only thing I really remember is we weren't allowed to wear our Halloween costumes. I know this is like kind of only
Yeah,
related because it's a holiday and it has to do with being a kid, but we weren't
okay.
allowed to wear our Halloween costumes the whole day. And so we had like every grade would have two teachers. Um, and then there would be like the two teachers' rooms would be connected, and then there'd be like this weird little room in between them that had a sink. It's like, why? But that's just how the school was built.
Some architect?
Yeah. Anyways, and so they'd like sort us into like the little boys and the little girls, and I remember like just I looked I had a really unfortunate haircut when I was a kid. I had like a bowl cut, and there really is just no excuse for my classmates not knowing that I was boy or girl. Like,
Oh,
but just some of them would be a little mean about it sometimes. And so they'd be like, "Why are you over here? This is the girls' room." Just so mean.
that is
And like,
really mean.
yeah,
Oh
good times. But it like I genuinely think it only happened like maybe once or twice, but still, it was one of those things where I was like, why don't we all just get changed in the bathrooms? Like, this is dummy. But yeah.
little Sarah.
I know,
Poor little
ridiculous,
Sarah.
ridiculous. It
Um,
was just a really unfortunate haircut for a really long time.
so for this last part of the podcast, I was going to play a little game,
Love a
and it's
game.
it's a like this or that game. Like,
Oh,
do you like this
perfect.
thing more, or do you like this thing more, and why?
Okay,
Just because it's a little fun.
love it.
The first one is I think it's pretty easy.
Okay.
Board games, card games.
Ooh.
Yeah. We're kind of a little gaming house. We
Yeah,
like to have our little
I
game
would
nights
like
every
to
once in a
say we're
while.
a gaming house.
Yeah, we have a game shelf.
We do. We do, we do. And it's pretty decently stocked. Yeah, I would say card games.
Card games.
And why? I think card games are played semi spontaneously, you know?
Where board games feel like they have to be really planned.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. And I love a little like there's a group of people and we're in a space and we like kind of want to do something but we don't really want it to be super involved. And I love when someone's just like, we should play a card game, you know? I don't know. I think it's very fun. And I also like there's slightly less time necessary for a card game,
Mm.
which is good for me because I really only have fun with games if I win. And if I'm trapped into a game for like 2 hours and then I
Lose.
lose, that's like 2 hours wasted.
Oh
Now,
gosh.
if we play like 5 sets of one card game and I win one set, it's still a
It's still not
success.
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how I feel.
Yeah,
What about you?
I am a board game girly.
Mm,
I love games so much.
yeah.
They bring me a lot of joy, and I think I've in college years, college to like now, I've consistently played a lot more games.
Yeah.
And some of them are silly and goofy, but I think it's like the camaraderie of people, and when
Mm,
everyone's super into a board game, it's so fun.
yeah.
With card games, sometimes I feel like it's a little bit more passive and like people are doing other things, and that's totally fine.
Yeah,
But I
that's
love
fair.
it when everyone's like super into the game.
Really locked
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's cute. That's cute. I like it.
Yeah. So the next one I have for you
Okay.
is would you rather live or be born in? I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever. Live, be born in. It's kind of fuzzy the list. In 1950 or 2050?
Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard.
I'm gonna say 1950
Mm-hmm.
because the things that would ordinarily be a large, like, detractor of living in that time, I feel like aren't as aggressive for me. Like, I am white,
Yeah.
you know? So, like, that wouldn't be horribly terrible.
Yeah.
Um, and also, I think that I would be fine with my limitedness
Yeah.
as a woman, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
like
Do you know what
you
I
could
mean?
sacrifice the knowing like you're gonna lose some of your rights with the for
Right.
the like unknown that could be the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think that in a lot of ways, like, I find a lot of joy in some of the more
Yeah.
archaicnesses of like
Traditions.
making things and traditions and like I don't know. I very much would like to see a lot of places before a lot of people have come through. You know, like going to a national park in the 1950s must have been a totally different
Yeah.
experience because there just were less people trafficking the areas
Yeah.
and things like that. I don't know. I definitely think that there's a little bit of like romanticismness. I don't know.
Romanticizing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of like
The past.
the unknown, like the great frontier that I would
Mm.
really get into with that. And also just I think that fashion is fun. And I understand
Yeah,
that
the
like
changing
the
fashion.
50s isn't super far back in terms of like
Yeah.
60s, 70s, like women are still wearing pants and like
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
But like, I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it's a lot easier for me to like imagine what life would be like because the 50s have obviously already happened, the
Yeah.
1950s. So in my mind I'm like, "Oh, that would be nice because it's just like I don't know. It's really
Like, understandable to
yeah,
imagine.
my
Yeah.
brain can conceptualize it. Where
Yeah.
like 2050 feels like honestly it's not really that far away. We will
No.
definitely probably hopefully be alive in 2050.
Yeah.
Yep, I heard that too. Push that
Gonna
tape
stick
back
it
on.
down.
Push that tape
Anyways.
on that sign.
Woo.
Um, our setup is super professional,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's really great.
Definitely
Things only
permanent.
fall sometimes. But I think I would rather be born in 2050 because my quality of life probably wouldn't be as good as yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that being Asian doesn't have like a lot of benefits, but I think it has less benefits, especially in that time, than being white
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. I think you're right.
And I also I really like having the freedom to do all of the things I want to do
Yeah.
all the time.
That's fair.
So
That's
I'd
super
probably
fair.
pick 2050, but I'm also so content with being born in the time I was born.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a good
there's a lot
time.
of things that are
Neither of us are
good.
married and we're not failures.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to immediately find a
You
husband.
know, I
I
haven't
don't
popped out a
immediately have
couple
to
kids
have
already.
children.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is nice. It's
Um,
very nice. Yeah, I guess I just like, I don't know. I definitely romanticize a like lack of technology, and I think that any amount of existing in the world without technology is gonna, pretty much not exist. You know what I mean? Like you won't like you're already not able to do a lot of things without being able to understand a
true.
lot of technology things. Like, for example, my grandmother, not good at computers.
Yeah.
She forgot her password for her cruise website and she wanted to sign up to go swimming with the pigs.
The pigs?
I know, right? Yeah, so you've
Okay,
heard of swimming with dolphins, you've heard of swimming with sharks.
get ready.
Yes. Pigs. Okay. So they have like these big mama pigs and these little baby pigs, and you just like go and swim around with them.
Nice.
Right? It is super fun. And she just like could not get into her account and she couldn't figure out how to do the forgot password. She couldn't figure out how to do the reset password. She couldn't like
Nothing
remember
was figured out.
what her like, what elementary school did you go to and who was your favorite author growing up? Like those
Mhm.
questions. What are those called?
Like security questions?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it was just like the most frustrating thing for her because, stuff that's relatively commonplace for us, like getting that password reset email was really difficult for her. And
Yeah,
so
it's
she's
like a
like,
foreign language.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's like losing the ability to do something that she really enjoys just because she, hasn't gotten this like education in computers.
Yeah.
It's just wild. Anyways, not to be sad or anything. She got the pig tickets. And because
Happy
she
ending.
bought them later on than she needed or than she was expecting to, Black Friday sale,
Discount.
half
Discount.
price. Yeah. Love a
Um,
good deal. Anyways, yeah.
that isn't a great segue, but I'm gonna segue anyways into my next one, which you might not think are opposites, but I think they are, and will explain the reasoning later based on your decision.
Okay.
Of breakfast for dinner or brunch.
Um,
Yeah. I know that, yeah. Just think
okay.
about it. Just think about it and pick which one you'd rather have.
Brunch.
Brunch. Okay. The reason I say this is because brunch is like a combination of meals, while breakfast for dinner is just like meal out of order.
Yeah.
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 Because most people say like breakfast for dinner, dinner for breakfast kind of thing.
No
If
one
I
eats dinner for breakfast.
okay, if I
Okay.
I was gonna say, I didn't think between these two, I would definitely rather have dinner for breakfast because I like savory foods and like dinner foods more than I like breakfast foods. Anyways, not important. The reason I was talking about
That's so
brunch
funny.
is because brunch is like more options versus like a less option kind of thing.
Yeah.
Uh, and
What
I
would you
don't.
choose?
I would choose brunch.
Yeah.
I don't really like breakfast that much.
Brunch just involves more eating
Yeah.
in my mind. Like you just get to eat more.
And for like a longer period of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And more variety.
Yeah. I
It's
also
all
just
good.
imagine a lot of fresh fruit with brunch, which I don't
Mm-hmm.
imagine with breakfast for dinner.
Breakfast for dinner is kind of weird too. I'm always like, I'm eating leftovers from breakfast.
Yeah.
But maybe that's because I've never had a planned breakfast for dinner.
Yeah. I've done a planned breakfast for dinner where we like eat French toast for dinner,
Mm.
and it tastes good, but then you're kind of hopped up on sugar,
Yeah.
and you're like, and now I'm going to bed. You know?
Now we're done.
Yeah. I
Mm.
think the closest I've ever done dinner for breakfast is like, Breakfast of Champions, that cold slice of pizza in the morning.
Mm.
And some good stuff right there. But even then, I don't know if that's really dinner, breakfast material.
It's food. It's all food. They're all
Yeah,
meals.
yeah. Eat what you
Yeah.
want to eat when you want to eat it.
So,
That's my life-changing commentary. What do you guys talk about on your podcast? Oh,
eating food
yeah.
when you want to.
Oh.
Well, that brings me to my last this or that,
Okay.
which is rain before sunshine or sunshine into rain. Yeah. Just like a,
Yeah.
do you like it when the clouds are parting or do you like it when the sun gets overshadowed?
I think I'm gonna do sunshine to rain. I
Wow.
know, I know. And that's mainly just because that's how time works. Now
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep talking for a
Okay.
moment. I'd rather have a sunny morning and a rainy afternoon, or a sunny afternoon, rainy evening than the opposite. Because I feel like when it rains, I get like,
Then you're
cozy.
cozy
I
and you're
want to
back.
like cozy, sleepy time. But if that rain comes into sunshine, then I like feel guilty because I'm not using the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my take.
Okay.
What do you have to say?
Well, I like a cozy morning in because I'm not the morning person.
Yeah, that's
And
fine.
so if the sun breaks away,
Mm.
it feels like a I'm breathing life in again. Really dramatic, but
I'm
like
reborn.
it really feels nice when like the sun comes out. Especially I like rays of light, even if it's like partly cloudy.
Mm-hmm.
I like it when it
Pretty.
clears up. But I also really like when the city is all sparkly when it's raining.
That's cute.
So,
That's
I
cute.
don't know, I like rain and sunshine, but I think I like the sunshine coming out.
Yeah.
Which happens
That
sometimes in Seattle.
bursting. It was sunny today. It was actually very nice.
It's been sunny. A lot,
Yeah.
actually.
No, it has been. It has been.
Yeah.
It's been a good time. Seeking sunshine in Seattle.
Yes, we are.
Yay!
Well, with that, I think that brings our show to a close this lovely night. Thank you so much for watching. We enjoyed sitting down and chit-chatting as always. I think next time we'll try to come with some more defined stories.
Yeah,
But we've been enjoying just talking and chit-chatting.
it's true. And we hope you've enjoyed listening. As always, check out our Instagram and give us a nice 5-star rating on our Spotify. We have episodes out every Wednesday, and we also have our episodes posted to YouTube.
Yes, we
So
did.
definitely check out
Where you
that
can see our
too.
faces.
Cheese. Beautiful.
But with that, thanks so much for watching.
When
Arguably
arguably
speaking.
speaking.
Do you want to do it again? Okay.